Hi everyone. Um, Went out last night, had a nice meal, had some drinks, let my hair down for a bit. Uh, Got me thinking a little bit about people that are on sort of weight loss, fat loss journeys. You know, sometimes when you get these social events come up, it's a bit sort of like, oh my god, the diet's going to go out the window. But realistically, it doesn't. And I'm a big believer in you've got to have a life. You've got to have a social life. You've got to go out and you've got to have a good time. You've got to let your hair down now and again. I think if you're cute with it, leading up to a night out, if you know you're going to go to a wedding or a party or whatever, or you're going out on Saturday night, if you know you're going out for that, you can on the Thursday and Friday cut things down a little bit, and then have that sort of spike in calories, food intake, etc., etc., and then the day afterwards slash it again, so it's not so dramatic over a sort of 2-3 day period. I think what works for me is the day after I've been on a night out. I like to give everything a rest. I like to almost sort of give the digestive system, the stomach, a break from everything. Let it sort of press the reset button. So what works for me is the day after I will sort of go on a bit of an intermittent fast. I'll have a window where I'll have something to eat a lot later on in the day, just to give everything a complete rest through the day. I suppose I had my evening meal at sort of 6:30 last night. Um, Gone all day with nothing to eat. Not really been hungry, to be honest with you, at all. Um, Around 4 o'clock, started to think, oh, I could do with something to eat now. So I had my evening meal, homemade chicken curry. It was lovely. At around about 5 o'clock. So I've sort of gone that 20, 22, 23 hours of fasting. And like I say, for me, I like to feel that I've give everything a rest after a heavy night out. Not that it was too heavy. I mean, I had a mixed grill, which was very nice. Probably had 6 or 7 pints. Very nice. But sometimes after nights out like that, you sort of wake up and you feel as if your stomach's a bit of a washing machine, really, to be honest. Which is why I like to go that long period before the next meal, just to let everything settle down, let the body retune itself. But I'm not afraid of having those nights out, and people shouldn't be. I think sometimes when you get these social events that you know are coming up, whether it be a wedding or a party or whatever, it's a bit sort of like, oh my god, the diet's going to go out the window. But with a little bit of thought leading up to it and an effort after it, these spikes over time will completely be balanced out. It's not a 1 day thing. It's not a 1 week thing. It's a period of time over months of calorie deficits. You're going to have these spiky days, cheat days, and you've got to have a life. We've all got to live. So don't be afraid to go out and have a good time, and don't worry about what you're eating or what you're drinking. It was quite interesting actually last night. I met a guy. I've met him before. We got talking, and turns out he's 60 years old, and I couldn't believe he was 60. He looked absolutely fantastic. He was, everything about him looked great. Skin looked great. He had a good physique. He looked great. I couldn't believe that he was actually 60 years old. And so of course I was sort of like, what's your secret? Tell me. I want to know. And actually turned out that through his teens and his 20s, he did have a bit of a weight problem. He was actually overweight. Made a conscious effort through his sort of later 20s to shift a bit of timber, lose a bit of weight. And basically, for the last 30 years, he stuck to two key meals every day. And, you know, I thought, well, I never really thought of that way of controlling what I'm actually eating. But he found something years and years ago that worked for him, and for 30 years has basically stuck with it. And his daily routine is poached egg on toast in the morning and tomatoes on toast for his dinner. Low calories, really. Long time through the day with low calories. I mean, you know, eggs on toast, a couple of 100 calories. Tomato on toast, a couple of 100 calories. You know, he's going up through to his evening meal, having consistently around 400 calories a day. That then allows him the freedom in the evening to basically have whatever the family meal is for that night, or whether they go out or have something to eat. He's definitely not afraid of going out and having a meal out with, you know, a glass of wine, with a couple of pints, but because he controls his daily calories on a consistent basis very, very well. You know, to have that, I mean, on one hand, you might look at it around and say, well, it's a bit boring. But and you know, when I said that to him, he was sort of like, well, yes, it does have moments where you probably get a little bit bored of it, but why not have poached egg on toast every morning? Because I really like having poached egg on toast every morning. Well, knock yourself out. Have them. You know, if you've got a couple of key things that can work for you through every day, why not go with it? I mean, I've not tried that route yet. Whether that happens over the next fistful of weeks, months, who knows? It might do. I tend to mix mine up a little bit. But, you know, like I say, whatever diet you're trying to follow, it doesn't hurt in tweaking it every now and again. You don't have to stick to everything the same all the time, unless you're like my mate who sticks with those two main meals every day. Quite an interesting sort of philosophy to have, really, to be honest. And like I say, whether or not I try that down future weeks, future months, who knows? But it's food for thought. So if you're, you know, stuck in a rut, why not give that a go? He looked absolutely amazing. 60 years of age. He looked great. So it worked for him. But getting back to, you know, going out, having a social time, having a good time with your mates. Don't ever be afraid of doing it. You know, it's a period of time. It's not just one spike. This weight loss journey that we're on. So anyway, it's Sunday evening. Good old Monday tomorrow. On the diet, on the fat loss journey. Monday's traditionally a gym day for me, so I should go to the gym tomorrow. Post a couple of videos later on in the week, see how everyone's doing. Have a good week. Speak to you later. Bye bye.